Once upon a time, in a village nestled between lush green hills and winding rivers, there lived a woman named Amina. Amina was kind-hearted and hard-working, but she faced a big problem. Her husband Musa was not happy because Amina only gave birth to girls. Musa wanted a son to carry on his name and take over his farm when he grew old. He told Amina, "I cannot stay with a woman who cannot give me a son. I will leave you and find another wife who can give me a boy." Amina felt sad, but she did not give up. She loved her daughters dearly and knew they were special. She raised them with love and taught them everything she knew about farming, weaving, and storytelling. As the years went by, Amina's daughters grew up to be strong, smart, and talented. They helped their mother on the farm, wove beautiful fabrics that everyone admired, and shared stories that kept the village entertained during the evenings. One day, a severe drought hit the village, and everyone was worried about their crops dying. Amina's daughters came together and used their knowledge to dig deep wells and create irrigation channels that saved the crops from drying up. The village was amazed at their skills and thanked them for their hard work. Word of the sisters' talent spread beyond the village. People from neighboring communities came to seek their advice and help. They became known as the daughters of wisdom and kindness. Years passed and Amina's daughters continued to shine. They became leaders in the village, then in the community, and eventually in the state. Their wisdom, kindness, and hard work made them beloved by all. But the story doesn't end here. One day, a great challenge arose that tested the sisters like never before. A powerful dragon appeared in the hills near the village, causing fear and destruction. The villagers didn't know what to do. The daughters of Amina, now grown women of great stature, decided to confront the dragon and protect their village. They gathered their courage, armed themselves with their knowledge and skills, and set out to face the fearsome beast. What do you think happens next? As the daughters of Amina approached the dragon's lair, they saw the mighty beast roaring and spewing flames, but instead of backing down, they stood tall and called upon their combined wisdom and strength. The elder sister, Fatima, stepped forward and spoke to the dragon in a calm and soothing voice. She told the dragon about the harmony they had created in the village, the love they shared with their mother, and the importance of peace and understanding. Surprisingly, the dragon listened attentively. It had never encountered such kindness and wisdom before. Slowly, the flames subsided, and the dragon's fierce demeanor softened. It revealed that it was angry because humans had been encroaching on its territory and disturbing its peace. The sisters promised to work with the villagers to find a solution that would benefit both humans and dragons. They helped create protected areas for the dragons to live in peace while teaching the villagers about coexistence and respect for nature. The news of the sisters' bravery and compassion spread far and wide. They were hailed as heroes not just in their village or state, but throughout the country. Leaders from distant lands sought their advice on solving conflicts and building harmonious communities. Amina, their mother, watched with pride as her daughters became renowned peacemakers and leaders. Musa, who had left them years ago, heard of their accomplishments and realized his mistake. He returned to Amina, asking for forgiveness and expressing his admiration for their daughters. Amina welcomed Musa back with open arms, for she had always believed in forgiveness and second chances. Together, they watched as their daughters continued to inspire and uplift everyone around them, proving that greatness knows no gender and that love, kindness, and wisdom can conquer any challenge. And so the legacy of Amina's daughters lived on, inspiring generations to come with their tale of resilience, compassion, and the power of believing in oneself and others. Once, during a particularly harsh winter, a neighboring kingdom faced a dire famine. The crops had failed and the people were suffering. Hearing of this plight, Amina's daughters, now revered far and wide, decided to lend their aid. They organized a massive effort, mobilizing farmers, traders, and volunteers from their own village and beyond. Together, they gathered food supplies, warm clothing, and medicine. They set out on a long journey through snow-covered mountains and icy rivers to reach the starving kingdom. Upon their arrival, they were met with gratitude and awe. The people had heard of the legendary daughters of Amina and were amazed by their kindness and generosity. The sisters distributed food, clothing, and medicine to every person in need, ensuring that no one went hungry or cold. But their mission didn't end there. They taught the villagers sustainable farming techniques, helped them build sturdy shelters, and organized community initiatives to ensure long-term food security and well-being. The kingdom flourished once again, thanks to the selfless actions of Amina's daughters. News of their deeds spread across borders, reaching even the highest echelons of royalty and leadership. One day, a messenger arrived from a distant land ruled by a wise and just queen. The queen had heard of the sisters' remarkable deeds and invited them to her court. She wanted their advice on governance, diplomacy, and building a prosperous and harmonious society. Excited by this new opportunity to make a difference, Amina's daughters embarked on another journey. They traveled to the queen's kingdom, where they were welcomed with great honor and respect. At the queen's court, they shared their wisdom and experiences, offering guidance on resolving conflicts, promoting equality, and fostering unity among diverse communities. The queen and her advisors were impressed by the sisters' insights and pledged to implement their suggestions for the betterment of their kingdom. As they returned home, Amina's daughters reflected on their journey and the impact they had made. They realized that true greatness came not from titles or riches, but from using one's gifts and talents to serve others and create positive change in the world. And so, the legend of Amina's daughters continued to inspire people everywhere, reminding them of the power of compassion, courage, and unity in overcoming challenges and building a brighter future for all. Upon their return from the Queen's Kingdom, Amina's daughters were greeted with even greater admiration and respect in their own village. The villagers had heard of their journey and the impact they had made on distant lands, and they celebrated the sisters as true heroes. Emboldened by their experiences, the sisters embarked on a new mission within their own community. They noticed that some children in the village were not attending school because their families couldn't afford books and uniforms. Determined to change this, the sisters launched a campaign to promote education for all children. They rallied support from local businesses, community leaders, and generous individuals. With their guidance, a new school was built and scholarships were provided to children in need. The sisters personally mentored the students, encouraging them to pursue their dreams and excel in their studies. As a result of their efforts, more children than ever before had access to education. The village prospered as educated youth grew up to become skilled professionals, entrepreneurs, and leaders in various fields. But the sisters' work was far from over. They recognized that women and girls still face challenges in their society, including limited opportunities for education and employment. Determined to empower their fellow women, the sisters launched initiatives to promote gender equality and women's rights. They established vocational training programs, mentorship networks, and advocacy campaigns. Women and girls in the village were inspired to pursue their passions, whether in farming, craftsmanship, entrepreneurship, or leadership roles. Through their tireless efforts, the sisters transformed their community into a more inclusive and equitable place. Women and girls were no longer held back by traditional gender roles, but were encouraged to thrive and contribute their talents to society. The impact of Amina's daughters extended beyond their village. Their story inspired other communities to prioritize education, empower women, and work together for a better future. As the years passed, Amina's daughters continued their mission of compassion, leadership, and service. They remained humble despite their fame, always remembering their roots and the values instilled in them by their mother. Their legacy lived on, not just in tales of their adventures, but in the hearts and minds of all who were touched by their remarkable journey. And so the story of Amina's daughters became a timeless testament to the power of love, courage, and determination in shaping a brighter tomorrow for all.